All right, so now we're going to be working with burnishing with the pencil, burnishing with a colorless blender, blending with oil, and blending with rubbing alcohol. I'm switching colors here. I'm going to be working with Dahlia Purple for this section. So burnishing with the colored pencil, we've already done this. Okay, it is going over and building up enough colored pencil that you create enough pressure to make that whole section solid. It gets rid of all of those white spaces, all of those little dots, and it makes everything the same. So I always add a light layer just to make sure that I know what color I'm working with in that section and making sure that that color is the right color. And then adding enough pencil pressure to fill in that section. If you find that the table that you are working on, like mine, is a little textured, you can add another piece of paper underneath your working surface, and then that'll help create a smoother surface to work on. I would not recommend working inside your sketchbook because this pencil pressure could create lines and marks in your paper, even paper that is like multiple layers of paper below. All right, colorless blender. So in this section, you are going to fill up the block with any stroke that you are interested in using. The linear stroke is fastest, but it doesn't always give the most consistent texture. So I am going to fill this up with linear stroke. Although if this was my project, I would probably be working in an oval or circular stroke. And I'm going to go over it and build up multiple layers. Even though I am going to go over this with a colorless blender, I want to build up enough pencil so that there are only small dots. Okay, you can see the difference. This is very solid. This is not. Now what I'm going to use is called a colorless blender. Okay, it actually says colorless blender on it. Okay, it is PC1077. If you can't find one that says colorless on it, you can also tell because it is a wooden pencil. It has no color on it because this has no pigment in it. Okay, mine has a little bit of blue on it. You want to make sure that this is clear. So I am just going to go over my colorless, or with my colorless blender, and I am blending in an oval or circular stroke. This pushes the pigment around more and will allow me to create a more even surface. Now, this does not push the pigment very far. It's not like the tortillon and a charcoal pencil. Colored pencil does not push sideways farther than, I don't know, 1/10 of a millimeter. It does not go very far at all. So you cannot push colored pencil around. You can smooth it out, but you can't push it around. All right, so here we're going to be blending our colored pencil with oil. So I'm just using baby oil for this, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Fill up this box and allow there to be some white spaces, but I am not stressing about filling in the whole thing completely. And then add some baby oil to a Q-tip. Then that baby oil I can use to push my pigment around. You can use other types of oil. Baby oil was just on hand, and it's one of the lesser costing types of oil. Our last technique for this blending and burnishing section is blending with rubbing alcohol. So you are going to fill this in just like before, leaving some white spaces. Going over it layers and layers, You can go in a different direction to help fill in some of those white spots. And then you're going to saturate a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol. And then this breaks down that waxy binder a little bit and helps you push the pigment around a little bit more. You can see that all of these different techniques look different. Burnishing with the pencil creates a brighter, more vibrant color. Burnishing with the Colorless Blender seems to be a little bit more visually textured. Blending with the oil gives you a nice smooth surface, but it is not as vibrant as you're burnishing with the pencil. And then blending with the rubbing alcohol gives you a lighter value, but it also gives you a little bit more of a textured color. So those are the different ways to smooth out your pencil. These are the last things that you will do.